You've probably heard the sound of someone spitting before, whether on the streets or in the toilet, and there are a couple of reasons why people spit. Perhaps because it's a habit or they just don't like the taste. And a common one I've heard is,
it's better to spit out the phlegm when you're sick, what?
but I've always wondered, is that actually true?
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Anna C. So the short answer to this is no, but it also really depends on the cause, because if the phlegm is due to a common cold or flu, then it makes no difference whether you spit it out or swallow it. But if the phlegm is due to chronic lung diseases, like in chronic smokers, then generally we do encourage them to try to cough out this sputum or phlegm from their throat so that it clears their breathing passages.
So why do smokers seem to spit so much?
So smokers spit so much for two main reasons. One is that they produce more mucus and more sputum, so they end up having more phlegm in the throat. The second reason is that the irritants in the cigarette smoke also impairs their clearance, or what we call the ciliary function. So with increased production and decreased clearance, they tend to spit more.
How unhygienic is it to spit in public?
Well, spitting indiscriminately is definitely unhygienic. If you come into close enough contact, it also poses a health danger to individuals around you, depending on how that pathogen or how that disease is transmitted. So for example, if it's respiratory droplets, it transmits in a shorter distance, but it's aerosolized, it can transmit even if it's further away.
Then what can a person do if he or she needs to spit in public?
So it's generally recommended that you do so in a small confined space, like directly into a container, and then you dispose of it quickly. Or you could do that in a washroom where you can flush or rinse it away.
So now that we are on this topic, what exactly is the purpose of saliva?
Okay, so the purpose of saliva, there are multiple functions to it. We'll just name a few important ones. So first of all, it acts as a lubricant, and it also moistens our oral cavity so that when you're eating something dry, it's not so difficult to swallow. Next, it also has digestive functions because it contains enzymes. So all these enzymes actually work to break down large food molecules, and it also acts as an immune defense mechanism to buffer against excessive acid. And from a scientific point of view, saliva actually contains a lot of shedded cells. So research is actually ongoing to see whether we can analyze saliva to detect early stages of oral cavity or mouth cancers.
So how is saliva produced?
So saliva is produced all the time without us being aware of it. It's produced by both major and minor salivary glands. For the major salivary glands, we've got 3 pairs of them. There's a pair over at the angle of the jaw, and then there's 2 pairs under your chin area, and then there are also hundreds of thousands of minor salivary glands that are lined throughout your upper aerodigestive tract.
And how much saliva does an average person produce in a day?
Okay, so an average healthy person would produce about 1.5 liters of saliva a day. The reason why I say healthy is because if, let's say, you have a patient who has undergone radiation or radiotherapy to the head and neck region, then the saliva production in these patients is generally lesser. And also if you have patients who have autoimmune conditions that affect their salivary glands, their saliva production is also much lesser.